We have Tausif Saab, he's joined. Very good. Then we have, excellent. So can you just put it back to full screen view and start, Mansoor? Do I have Riaz Ahmad here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, super, please. Okay. I don't see from GB government. Do I have the tourism minister here? Raja Nasir Ali Khan Saab, are you here? Okay, he seems to have disappeared. Do we have Khadim Hussain Saab, Secretary Agriculture? Okay, excellent.
Yes, I'm here.
So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me start the proceedings. I am not seeing Hassan Khabar, but I presume he will join very soon. So today, this is the second series of webinars that we have organized in terms of basically achieving the purpose of virtual roadshows for the GBInvest conference. I am very happy that today we're joined by some very eminent speakers. Harun Sharif Saab is here. We have Khadim Hussain Saab, we have Tausif Saab, we have Aftab Haider, and obviously we have, hopefully we'll be joined by Hassan Khawer and also Raja Nasir Ali Khan, the Minister for Tourism in GB. So the format of today's workshop is going to be as follows. We will start the proceedings with basically a very short introduction by myself on what is GBInvest, followed by a few words, or maybe actually I will let Nasruddin Rupani Saab say a few words. Along with that, we'll have, if we get the Minister for Tourism, we'll start with a few words, 3 minutes by him. For all the other speakers, I think it's important to note that we will be giving 5 to 7 minutes. You can go a little bit over time. But again, I think the areas for your focus have already been identified. I will have to ask the audience to please keep the question and answers to the end. And my request is, as you know, as always, the speakers will stay online to take those questions. So I think, let me start. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let's go first to, if you allow me, to give you a very quick snapshot of what is it that GBInvest is all about. So I am going to start sharing screen. Mansoor, is my screen visible? Excellent.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to be moderating this, what is the second session for the Roadshow webinars. We, in particular, today are addressing the audience and stakeholders and investors in the US and in the UK and EU. As you know, that last time our session was addressing East Asian investors. And we are very happy today that a lot of these people are joining us from the US, and that's the particular reason why we have this timing, which is very odd for the audience in Pakistan. So we are obviously supported, and I have a word of thanks to the Board of Investment, to the government of GB, and obviously to all the 5 partners that are part of this initiative. It's important to understand that this initiative is also supported by 3 of the academic institutions: Pakistan Institute of Development Economics, the University of Baltistan, and the Karakoram International University. The goal of GBInvest is to sustain a Gilgit-Baltistan where its people and nature live in harmony, creating value for all. For those of you who are not familiar with Gilgit-Baltistan, it is also known in common vernacular as the roof of the world. It's the shadow of the giants, often the 3rd pole, being a very large collection of ice outside of the 2 poles on the earth. As you know also that the Karakoram, Hindu Kush, and Himalayas meet here. And last but not least, it is important for all of us joining who are Pakistanis, Pakistani diasporas, international sympathizers, that essentially it is, Gilgit-Baltistan is the custodian of Pakistan's resources. It feeds the Indus, and it basically irrigates the breadbasket. I am going to now play a small video. Mansoor, if you could help me, I go to say sound, advanced sharing options.
सर जब आप शेयर करते हैं when you click on share screen option during share आपको left bottom side पे you will see share sound option.
Okay, excellent. Okay, that's done. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a quick 2-minute intro to Gilgit-Baltistan.
Gilgit-Baltistan, the land of opportunity, the island of peace, the jewel of Pakistan. A gateway which connected ancient empires along the Silk Route is today the doorway of Pakistan-China Economic Corridor, a game changer for many countries around the world. Home to more than 9 languages, Gilgit-Baltistan offers a unique flavor of traditions, hospitality and solidarity. Rich in culture and arts, home to smiling and welcoming people. The region has emerged as one of the top tourist destinations in the world. Gilgit-Baltistan is the custodian of Pakistan's natural resources. Largest glaciers outside polar regions, highest mountain ranges on Earth, and richest mineral resources in the world. Gilgit-Baltistan is turning into a regional hub due to increased connectivity, improved infrastructures and technology. Both men and women actively participate in the development and prosperity of the region. The government of Pakistan is welcoming and is keen for the development of the region. The land of opportunity is now opening doors for the world to explore its riches with responsibility.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, let's proceed. So essentially, as you know now, you're familiar with where the area which we are bringing investment to. Gilgit-Baltistan Invest, the initiative is actually aligned with Government of Pakistan's Gilgit-Baltistan Development Package, and pretty much covers ways and means to bring in private sector to mobilize what the government is hoping for at least 370 billion Pak rupees over the period 21 to 25. The initiative itself is a one-of-a-kind first in Pakistan, let alone GB, because it brings together a completely private sector-driven financing infrastructure. But that's not about it. It also brings together a permanent secretariat that looks after the investors and the investment portfolio, and it comprises of an annual investment conference, which we hope will become a annual event around Nowruz every year. This year, for the first time, the first conference will be coinciding with the GBInvest GB month at the Dubai Pavilion in the Pakistani pavilion in Dubai, and it's going to be on the investment conference itself is going to be on the 24th of Feb. It is an impact investment initiative where we are trying to balance both the sector-wise impact on jobs, environment, gender mainstreaming, youth, quality of life, and economics, while at the same time trying to bring in investment from a commercial perspective. The investment itself, we are evolving a solution to support the impact investor by the creation of a GB investment fund. This fund, however, and I think one has to be real, we know for a fact that is constrained, investment in GB is constrained by the same factors like those for all of Pakistan. And those factors, however, if we go into them, for GB, one of the things that makes it stand out as an investment region in Pakistan is that, it has low crime rate. You are getting a complete investor support system through the GBInvest.org. There is a full-time secretariat and you're allowed sector-specific investments. And last but not least, something which has so far eluded investors in Pakistan, a pre-designed exit process without going through bureaucracy. We are particularly focusing on 6 sectors: tourism, agribusiness, renewable energy, minerals and mining, tech-based services, and trade and commerce. As you can see, while targeting these sectors, we are making sure that we target all the socioeconomic indicators, from job creation to increased financial inclusion to ensuring increased youth participation in economic activity. The fund aims to mobilize about $105 million US. This is just a first phase investment, which we hope over the next 5 to 7 years to be able to raise that and get the investment through. Obviously, being a first of its kind, we are exploring and already have started with the government of GB to start looking at various fund structures and a very wide range of financial spectrum, and thereby having a cascading fund structure, allowing various types of investors to feel comfortable. Now, before I start the proceedings with the speakers, I have a request that please keep your question and answers for after all the speakers have spoken. After Nasruddin Saab speaks, then we will start inviting the regular speakers. So allow me now to stop sharing. And Nasruddin Saab, if you can spend a minute and just introduce us and what you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Amir. So he's giving me a minute, so I have to really rush it. Okay, I'll try my best to finish in 1 minute, but thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from around the world. Thank you very much for our joining. Like Amir mentioned, that the GBInvest is an initiative of Rupani Foundation Global, and inshallah, we're here to provide all the services and especially the one window services. I want to take this opportunity and really thank our GB government, Pakistan government, all the ambassadors around the world, all the consulate around the world, all the Pakistan institutions, and special thanks to our Rupani Foundation team, global team, and our Pakistan team for this support to make this happen. I also want to really thank all our partners, sponsors, who has really supported us to be available to the world for services. The only thing I really want to add here is, if you really want to touch and feel the real opportunities, then please come to Dubai. In the Dubai, we'll be able to meet, see, and learn about all the opportunities that will be we shared with you on the 24th of this month. 24th February, Dubai is the place that we need to be there. And I hope I will to see you all of it. So see you all in Dubai. Thank you.
Inshallah. Thank you so much, Rupani Saab. We have Hassan Khavar with us. I don't know if he has joined, but the reason I'm sort of alluding to him is because I know he has a TV commitment. So without further ado, let me request Hassan Khavar. For those of you who do not know him, Hassan is currently the Special Assistant to CM Punjab for Tourism, Agriculture, Livestock, and Parks. And obviously, he's a former development professional, a former journalist. Well, I don't think a journalist is ever formal, but he is a public policy commentator and has had great, also has had a civil service background, but most of all, he is a friend. And Hassan, thank you so much for coming here just to have an introduction towards GBInvest. Over to you, Hassan.
Amir, thank you so much for inviting me. It's such a pleasure and honor to be here with you virtually. And for everyone else, I've been a big fan of Amir's work and his efforts for promoting tourism, for promoting economic growth all across Pakistan, and of course beyond Pakistan. So it was really an honor when Amir asked me to come in and speak for a few minutes. Very quickly, I won't take much time, but I'll very quickly go through our thinking process in Punjab. So you're absolutely right. I am the special assistant to see my information, but about 2 months ago, I was also given the additional portfolio of tourism and parks and horticulture authorities. And ever since, we have been debating and discussing what can we do to really promote tourism in Punjab and to really cash on that. So when we started thinking about tourism, we know that Punjab has a lot of tourism potential. As you know, that tourism is very close to Prime Minister's heart, and it is something that he has been kind of advocating for a long time. And when we look at Punjab, we see a lot of things to sell, right? So there is this geographical diversity. We have mountains, we have deserts. If we look at religious sites, if you look at history, we have Buddhist sites, we have Sikh sites, we have, of course, have Sufi shrines all over Punjab. We also have a lot of history, the whole Indus Valley civilization, then the Mughals. We have great water bodies. We have the 3 Ramsar lakes in Punjab. We have UNESCO heritage sites. So like wherever you look, there's a lot to sell. And when we look at the population, it's the largest province. And in its own right, I'm sure Punjab would qualify as one of the top 10 countries if it was a country. So we have a big consumer market. Even if we forget about the international market for a minute, there is a very big consumer market. There's a rising middle class, people who want to spend, people who want to go out, enjoy tourism facilities. So we have something to sell. We have someone to buy, but somehow there has been a disconnect. And when I say disconnect, when you look at employment creation numbers, when you look at contribution to GDP and all those things, Pakistan is nowhere close to what other South Asian countries are doing, and absolutely nowhere close to what it can do if you really look at the potential. So there's a big gap.
But Hassan, if I may just ask a quick question, sorry to interrupt. I mean, what is it that GB can learn from your experience in Punjab? I think
yes,
that's.
So I'm just coming to that.
Yeah.
I'm just coming to that. So basically, Amir, as we started moving to develop a strategy, we thought there are like 3 or 4 areas where we need to work on. And like there's a product failure, because yes, there are good places to visit, but when our tourists visit those places, there is not like an entire experience package that they can get. There are infrastructure bottlenecks, there are other things. So what we have done is a few things, and I'll very quickly jump onto those. The first is that TDCP and Punjab Tourism is now getting into partnerships with other government agencies. And when I say that, it means we are forging a partnership with our forest department. We are looking at a partnership with our irrigation department, another one with Punjab Food Authority, another one with Wakaf department. And here is the model. So forest department, for instance, has a lot of great forest sites. So what we have agreed with them is, in principle, and we have yet to sign the MOU, that they are going to hand over some of their sites to us. And TDCP is going to bring in eco-friendly tourist facilities in those forests to really promote them, and will do revenue sharing. So if you look at Bansara Gali, for example, we have partnered with a private sector firm to install igloos, which have been very popular. And we are going to do the same thing with a lot of other sites. Again, ecotourism is the key. So we can't do anything, and we don't want to do anything that would jeopardize the eco balance, the look and feel of the area and everything. So that's one. Similarly, we are also looking at a lot of water bodies. And the idea is that irrigation department will give us rights over some of their water bodies, some of the lakes, and we are going to introduce water sports and water tourism in those areas. So this is like something innovative that we are doing. What we are doing with Punjab Food Authority is that we are partnering with them to make sure that all our tourist sites are inspected for food and hygiene on a priority basis, because we want to create pleasant experiences for the tourists and not an unpleasant experience. So we get a priority, and we are inviting them to make sure that everything is in order and people are getting hygienic food, healthy food, affordable food and everything. So that is one thing that we are doing. The second is that we are very clear that government can be a regulator, but government should not be in the business of service delivery, because that is something for the private sector. They know how to do it best. And that's why we are entirely moving on to an outsourcing model. TDCP has about 27 sites, including rest houses, stopovers, and other facilities. We already had outsourced 11 facilities before I joined. We are now in the process of outsourcing the 9 more facilities, and the rest of the 7 will be outsourced in the next phase. So it's a very big focus on outsourcing, whereas we are developing and strengthening our regulatory capacity to regulate those contracts. Also, as I said earlier, that we are in the process of engaging private sector. So there are raw sites where we are inviting private sector to come in, join hands, install their facilities, provide the services, and we are going to just regulate. So I think that is something that is very big, because we need a lot of investment, we need a lot of good service, and we believe that private sector led growth is the way to go.
So Hassan, 30 seconds, because we have four others.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And the third thing is, and the last thing is, that we are also kind of diversifying in terms of our destinations. So we have had like a couple of popular destinations, but right now we are looking to develop alternative pockets like Son Valley, South Punjab, Chakwal, and other places. And we are kind of making these tourism villages. We are developing some sites. There are parkway projects. We are doing the signboards, the entry, improving infrastructure, and then inviting private sector to come in so that people have a lot more choices to go to. And I think this diversification is a very important piece of our strategy. So these are some of the thoughts that I thought may be useful for GB. But if there is anything that we can do more, we'd be very, very happy to develop a partnership with our GB colleagues and help them in any way we can, and also possibly learn something from them in the process. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hassan. I think the key messages that we got there, very, very good. First is developing tourism is not just the job of the tourism department, but it's actually the job of collectively all the departments, whoever are engaged. So I think, Hassan, secondly, your message, which I think I want to give to GB government, because I'm going to hand the floor over to them, is that, you know, this offer of partnership, being an elder brother of sorts, having the sort of the largest population concentration, I think that a lot of what you've said will go down well with the GB government, where tourism is one of the key sectors that we are seeking investment. But let me thank you and move on now, and maybe start. I know that if Raja Nasir Saab again, the Minister for Tourism, if he's there. Are you there, Raja Saab? Okay, so Raja Saab is not there. Sorry. Okay, maybe then I'll invite Khadim Hussain Saab, who's the Secretary Agriculture for Government of GB, to represent and introduce the government's point of view. Khadim Saab, 5 minutes, and then we move on to the next speaker.
Okay, Amir Saab, thank you very much for the opportunity, and of course, Rupani Foundation for this arrangement of webinar. It's been very pleasure for me to be here and to represent Gilgit-Baltistan in this webinar. The things that have been said by yourself and the documentary that has been shown itself says about Gilgit-Baltistan very much. And what I would say is I would reiterate those few things. Not repeating that Gilgit-Baltistan is the roof of the world, or it is strategically poised at a very important place, and it provides very ample opportunities and environment for the investors. Here I would like to say a few things about Gilgit-Baltistan, about its investment prospects. When I say that investment prospect, I would say that there are 2-3 things that are very necessary for any investors who looks on for his money to be invested on. That is number one. I would say that it is the accessibility. Number two is the power, how much power generation is there and how much is available to the people. And the third is the general environment, what the people of the area are, and what the world around, what the world looks upon this place. So having said that, as regarding to accessibility, as you said that government of Pakistan has graciously given a GB package worth 370 billion. And in that package, the four most important has been given to road infrastructure, how Gilgit-Baltistan is connected to Pakistan and elsewhere to China. We have this KKH going through Gilgit-Baltistan, and it would be the gateway for the CPEC when it comes to operation. For Gilgit-Baltistan and to promote tourism and also trade, this road infrastructure, we have one KKH, then we have another road is being approved, that is through Ghazir and Chitral, connecting KPK. And then we have another road structure is being in the offing, that is connecting Gilgit-Baltistan to Punjab through Azad Kashmir. That is the road infrastructure. Then the second importance has been given to the electricity, power generation. You know that work on the Diamar Basha Dam has already started. It is in the full swing. And in the next few years to come, we will see that a huge amount of energy, about 4,500 megawatt is going to be produced from that. Beside that, in Gilgit-Baltistan, various smaller scale power, hydroelectric power generation projects are also being approved by the government. Beside that, recently, government of Pakistan has declared, approved the declaration of Skardu Airport as international one. So once this has been done, access from Gilgit-Baltistan to elsewhere world will be very, very easy. I mean, one can reach Dubai or China or Iran, Afghanistan much earlier than going to Gwadar or Karachi. So accessibility problem is being solved in here in Gilgit-Baltistan.
1 minute, sir.
Okay. And beside that, the government is also facilitating investors due to its easing its regulations on various products and welcoming them. And for that, I would say that all those who have want to have investment in Gilgit-Baltistan, they should come here and see for themselves, have a first-hand knowledge of the area, the potentials that are there, the potentials in mines, potentials in agriculture, potentials in tourism, potentials and say in the construction business also, because with more and more tourists being coming into Gilgit-Baltistan, the hotel industry, it is going to have a boom in Gilgit-Baltistan.
Thank you very much, sir. I am sorry, but I have to accommodate all the speakers. Khadim Saab, lovely what you said about facilitation and the mention of the airport turning international. I think that was very, very important for all the investors, because as you already know, I mean, flights from Karachi, direct from Karachi started this past season. I think you've really highlighted very well all the things that infrastructure-wise are being put into place so that investors, not just in tourism, but also in agribusiness, energy, mines, minerals, and other like tech services are attracted. So thank you so much. Please stay online while we go forward. Ladies and gentlemen, you've all probably heard Harun Sharif before, but you know, I specifically am very proud that Harun accepted our offer. So Harun Saab, thank you. Harun Saab is a Pakistani economist who has served as the Minister of State and Chairman Board of Investment under Prime Minister Imran Khan. Prior to that, he was regional advisor of the World Bank, and I've had the good fortune of working with him on regional issues. As always, a visionary who we always like to hear, knows more about investment than most investors themselves. Actually, he's very familiar with the regional investment funds. So Harun bhai, over to you, 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you very much, Amir. Very kind of you to have invited me. It's a pleasure to discuss the potential of investment and how to go forward again. And I would like to congratulate the organizers to take this initiative forward in a committed manner. So I will be very focused. So my first, I have 3 points. First is that what is needed by the provincial government and partners. Second is that what investors are looking for in terms of investment climate. And the third are certain concrete suggestions which could appeal to attract private capital in Gilgit-Baltistan. So the first part. So insofar as the government is concerned, I think it's very good that you are putting Gilgit-Baltistan on the map. My request is that rather than selling your geography and basically the endowments and other things, put very solid data on a website. Because these days, people physically visiting because of COVID and multiple factors is limited. But you need to have really a world-class database with the help of the partners who are organizing this seminar. I see a very good website emerging, but that needs to look at comparative numbers, that what do you offer which others don't? Because mind you that investors has multiple options. So my request to government is, because the government data is the data which is taken seriously. So please get credible data. If you don't have, start some surveys in terms of your economic numbers, your population numbers, your income numbers, your infrastructure numbers, whatever you think is needed, what we call in technical terms, investor information sheet. And that should convert, you have rightly identified the sectors of comparative advantage. The next step would be to have a pitch book, which actually comes up that in subsectors and projects, that what are you offering to investors, okay? So that is something my advice is. Frankly speaking, people who are going to put money in, they have far more resources than the government to look at, analysis and data. So the more information you give them, you will facilitate them more. My second thing is that you have spoken about one window, but in real terms, perhaps you need to see some legislative reforms, either to have some kind of an economic zone structure, or a structure like Dubai International Financial Center, a mini structure where people can register. Otherwise, you are far too much dependent on federal government and bodies and province and other cross-cutting departments. So that fragmentation would not let you make in the real sense the one window. So look at some of the models which the world has done in order to deal with the issue of multiple players coming to investors. So these are the 2 pieces of advice which I have in the short term. In the medium and longer term, obviously you need to have good policies and how to keep them consistent. Because policy is not a piece of paper. It takes a long time to develop, which is evidence-based and which needs to be sustained. Pakistan's major issue is that we fail to sustain policies. So these are very focused 3 points which I have learned in my professional career dealing. Now, second is 2-3 things on investment climate. We need to understand what investment climate is. Infrastructure in terms of investment climate plays a key role, but overall the weightage of infrastructure from an investor lens is less than 20%. What investor is actually looking at is that what is the incentive structure, how solid is your regulatory structure, okay? So these things, unless they are combined with infrastructure, investors do not get comfort. Third is obviously, in terms of, I understand that you have mentioned that you have good supply of, energy, which is very good, but investor is very keen on the consistent supply of energy, So do you have a good distribution system for them that, you are in a better position to offer as compared to other provinces because you're competing with other provinces. Third, and the most important thing is that when an investor comes, they also look at financial sector infrastructure. So do you really have some kind of financial infrastructure available there to incentivize them? Because when they come, they would also need, money. Fourth thing would be the human resource infrastructure. In future, investors will not be sending large number of people in their investments. They will have to rely on local know-how, and it's not labor intensive structure. It will have to be a computer literate managerial structure, English speaking structure. That is something people are looking at. And final, but not the last one, is your ability to resolve investors' problems and disputes. Now that is the pie of things which one needs to look at to attract investors, in any jurisdiction. My final thing is that the way forward, and that's true for Pakistan, also for Gilgit-Baltistan and others. We always, I will discount the politicians. Politicians have to talk big. They sell dreams, whereas the technocrats are not dream merchants. So we need to basically put, a sense of realism that what are we selling? And that is where my request is that you pick up not more than 3 to 5 investment propositions, because that is what the real capacity of Pakistan is, frankly speaking. And then you basically in GB put in the, one of the best experts, investment bankers, if you need engineers, if you need economists, to make it in a pitching document which attracts an investor and they surprise them. That, Pakistan is giving us a professional pitch, And that is something you cannot do for multi-million-dollar facilities, because with no disrespect to my colleagues in the government and others, we really do not have the capacity to attract and manage that kind of investment. Mind you that it is the word of mouth of an investor, no matter how small, will be your best marketing ambassador, other than having spent hundreds of millions of rupees on fancy papers or books or websites. If somebody goes satisfied that I went there, I made money, and the government was helpful, these 3 words will get you a multiplier, effect of investors. So you bring 1 or 2 investors, keep them happy. What's happening is that we have managed to attract investors in Pakistan. We don't keep them happy. An unhappy investor would actually make many prospective investors unhappy. So my request is that look at 3 to 5 transactions which you really think can give above average returns. You can actually safeguard from the policy structure. You can also, provide supporting infrastructure and investors and pitch for investors. And finally, and I know we have limited time, I think this idea of having a small fund managed by competent fund managers in Pakistan is something very important, because that fund should also have a technical assistance to help you prepare these projects. You need a project preparation and development facility. For instance, a PC1 is not meant for investors.
Absolutely.
A PC1 is meant for taxpayers' money. So what we need to do is to convert the PC1 into a document which speaks investors' language. You need basically a group of, professionals working on it, and then, taking it forward. In my humble opinion, if we take this kind of strategy and demonstrate in a year that you have done 2 transactions, no matter how big, $500,000 each, I'm telling you that you then leverage on that and reach out to people. And your next webinar should have those investors in it who can actually give you the real life experience. People these days have loads of information, mind you. But if you could sift it through, narrow it down, pick up a couple of transactions, I will close. This is what I tell Shah Mahmood Qureshi. This is what I told Prime Minister and others. It is at the end of the day, your ability to close a transaction. It is not an ability to keep on, doing marketing. So that's what my advice is. Thank you very much for your time. I wish you all the very best in the future endeavors and look forward to actually having GB actually getting some real investment which you can sustain. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Harun. That is, I think, excellent advice, and I think that the GB government is listening. So are we all. I would like to now please bring in Raja Nasir, who's the Minister for Tourism. Raja Saab, you want to say something for a minute or two before we go to the next speaker? And thank you so much for being here. Your support means everything. Thank you. Raja Saab, you have to unmute yourself.
It's unmute, sir, already.
Now,
thank you so much, sir. Assalamu alaikum. First, a nice talk I heard from Harun Sharif Saab, really truth and very, I heard lots of things there. That's real. There is something realities, and we have to change the policies. We have to be many things to do for the investors. Actually, right now, everyone thanks for contributing their opinions and giving ideas for the GB investment. We are really looking forward to GB to grow up our futures. We are looking for some investors come in GB to invest. There's lots potential in GB, but we need to do something first. What is the idea we are going to build the GB for the future? What is our main opinion, main thinking? What is the idea we develop with you? So if the investors have any issues about the GB, you can share with us the problems. You can share, talk with us if you feel there is something issues and there is something we have to be done because of the government. We will try to do, and should we solve the problems, and we'll look for how we make easy the invest in the GB. So we have lots potential, that in every GB, in tourism, minerals, and agriculture, we have lots potential in GB. But we need to sit and talk about how the investor need to make the attraction for the investor in the GB, how they build how they start their businesses, how they start in the practically, not in only the web and Zooms meetings. We need some peoples to come out and we take the first steps, and we are providing him the security what he need. We are providing the facilities what they need, and especially our bureaucrats. They are very positive right now. This time they are cooperating with the government. Everyone is looking for the GB for the good future, and we have lots of challenges. I know that we have the challenges in the power sector. We have challenges in the hospitality. We have challenges in the authorities. We are going to solve all problems. Right now we are set already. We have many things done in the papers, in the legislations. We are going to solve the problems for the investors. So we are, as a government, ready to cooperate with investors. If any investor is ready to make the mind for the GB, we are ready for that cooperate. Any unit in the government sector, unit in the legislations, unit in the public sector, in the community basis. So we are ready for that. Please. Yes.
Amar sir, please unmute yourself, sir.
Hello.
Hello, yeah, okay. So I had a problem. Sorry, there was a technical glitch. I hope everyone can hear me now. Radisab, thank you so much for your contribution. But once again, before we move on to the next speaker, I think the two things, Nasruddin Saab, you're there, which also Harun mentioned and also Radisab re-emphasized, uh, do transactions, get at least one or two investors, make them feel good, leave them, and they will be a better emissary for GB Invest than anybody else. So that's an excellent message. And I think the second message, which I think is going to be lost, so I need to emphasize before moving on to our dear friend Tausif Farooqi Saab, is that the project development facility is a must. Specifically, given the environmental and social concerns around GB, I think that was an excellent idea. So let me now move on to, I will come to you, Nasruddin Saab, at the end for some closing remarks of your impression of this before we go to the question and answer session. I think, let me ask Tausif. Tausif Bhai is a professional with over 27 years of commercial and technical experience in the public and private sector globally, mostly concentrating in power, water, and energy. He is and also happens to be a UETian from UET Lahore. I was very privileged to meet him the first time. So I hand over the floor to Tausif Saab, currently the chairman of the National Electricity Power and Regulatory Authority of Pakistan. Tausif Saab, something on energy and lessons that GB should be taking forward. Over to you.
Yeah, Bismillah Rahman Rahim. First of all, thank you very much, Amir, for inviting me to you and all the hosts and sponsors of this event. Let me be very clear in the onset of my talk that being the chairman of Power Regulatory Authority of Pakistan, I have absolutely no obligation to pitch GB. And I was approached by your GB's Energy Secretary about 4 months back, and he came to me and he said few nice things about GB. I have been outside Pakistan for 20 years. I traveled the world, but coincidentally, I've never been to GB. And the very first opportunity that came to me, because as they say, seeing is believing. So I took the pain of not only traveling by myself, but I also took my members and my professionals, and we visited GB about a couple of months back on the invitation of the Chief Minister, Honorable Chief Minister of GB. And I was amazed. I'm telling you honestly, I mean, I've not seen such a sheer jaw-dropping beauty anywhere in the world. I mean, Harun Sharif Sahab did mention, and very wisely, that they should not pitch only the beauty, but I believe that is something that you can't live without feeling, without getting married to it. You know, it was so staggering, so soul stirring, I believe, that I instantly felt the environment was so nourishing that I felt it added life to my ears. But not only it added life to my ears, I can feel people living there. It must be adding life to ears to their life as well. So the converse is also true. So as I said, seeing is believing, and I personally went there and met the entire energy department. And because I think it's probably a known fact that GB as well as Azad Kashmir had independent status before, and we are trying to sort of dovetail them with Pakistan. And as we speak, both GB as well as Azad Kashmir, they don't fall under my jurisdiction per se as the regulator. Then why did I go there? Because I wanted to make sure that whatever good practices we have adopted in Pakistan energy sector, I advise these guys. And if something was not done rightly, I also caution them at this stage, because I believe they require the very infrastructure right now, whereby they have to build their generation, transmission, as well as distribution sector. And my best contribution as NEPRA would be to do a hand holding for these guys. And with this spirit, I spent a lot of time with them, tried to understand, ask them very tough questions, and fully understood their challenges on all these fronts. In fact, I divide my sector in 4 subsectors: generation, transmission, distribution, as well as innovation, because I believe there's a huge potential out there for community-based development system. And thanks to the advent of technology, now we have, because of distributed energy, we have mini microgrids concept, whereby we have, when we went there, we came to know that GB has more than 40,000 megawatts of hydro potential alone. And we saw lots of potential for wind as well as solar there. I mean, I went to this Athabad Jheel, the new, the naturally created lake, Athabad, and I was, shocked to see feel the air there. It was so cold, but in that cold weather, I walked for about 45 minutes, and I felt that, the cool breeze breezing. There's a huge potential out there in that area for wind. And when I came back, I even spoke with a few potential investors, and they are very keen, because now we have these Gamesa, wind
Siemens
turbines
Gamesa.
can produce more than 6 megawatts. So one more thing that I noticed there is that the seriousness of the leadership. I was amazed to see the chief minister and his plans and his, I would say, vigor and vision about his place, and the way he would like to bring the growth and prosperity to GB area. So I told my host, the energy secretary, that you guys are very lucky to have such a dynamic leadership, because that's where the things, sort of evolve, the ideas evolve. So I personally believe, being the Pakistan's regulator, Power Regulatory Authority chairman, that GB has a lot of potential, and they must utilize it. And as Harun Sharif Sahab very rightly pointed out, that they should start taking baby steps. And one of your guys initially, in the beginning, he invited them to attend a conference in Dubai. I would rather say they should come and visit GB, because it's truly amazing. And not only I spent couple of days there and try to understand all their challenges, I made sure that they put it on a piece of paper and send us a paper in NAPRA, all their challenges, all their visions, all their plans. And we are in the process of, they have already sent it to us. We are already in the process of reviewing it with my professionals, and hopefully within 2 weeks' time, we'll send them our formal response on that. Again, this is all informal handholding. And one more thing I did was that I asked them to send couple of their guys to be trained in NAPRA on the regulatory framework, so that when they, I would like to add one more thing in the tips that Harun Sahab offered, that you must have very sound, very robust regulatory framework within GB to attract, because all these investors, they are very keen in knowing that what are the formal risk coverage factors. And always when you have a strong regulatory framework out there, it always is very encouraging for the investors to invest in that place. So if you have a strong regulator out there, or if you adopt Pakistan's laws, then automatically you will come under NAPRA. We don't even mind that if you have your own small regulator there, that will add value, and they will be working under our umbrella. So have sound regulations, and if you adopt Pakistan's rules, then you will automatically come under NAPRA, as I said. And you all are generation, transmission, distribution, as well as licensing, tariff, our monitoring and enforcement laws, and all our consumer affairs division that we have. All those rules and regulations will automatically apply on you. So I believe with the leadership that you have, the potential that you have, and the kind of this today's event, I have a very strong reason to believe that GB has a very, very bright future. And I wish you all the luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman Saab. You know, being a moderator is a very tough job. So you were just spot on time. And I really thank you for two of your very good insights for all the investors who are listening in, that the Chairman NEPRA, as he rightly said, it's beyond his call of duty, but he has been taking an innovative step. I like his fourth category innovation. And he basically is working very hard to understand how distributed energy resources, microgrids can be regulated. And again, Chairman Saab, thank you so much, for pointing out that it's not just hydro. There is wind, there is solar. We have done some work, which you will be seeing in our teasers. And last, we are not going to Dubai of our free will. We would have rather brought everybody to Gilgit, but it happens to be the Gilgit-Baltistan month at the Pakistan Pavilion at the Dubai Expo. So perforce, it is where the world is looking at. It gives you higher publicity. So that's why we are going there. We intend to definitely hold the next sessions in Gilgit. I think I saw some hands raised, but please note that we have two more speakers to go who I'd want to be very tight and to the point. But let me start first. Mansoor, please keep your questions till the end. We'd like to start with Aftab Haider. Aftab is how should I call it? I mean, I'm very proud of this young man. I have known him for now quite a long time, 20 plus years. He hails from Pakistan Customs, 22 years of successful public administration, and has fairly and squarely been on merit, gone to be the CEO of the Pakistan National Single Window, which is a game changer for cross-border activities. So Aftab, I am sorry, but 3 to 5 minutes, but over to Aftab. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amir. And thank you very much for the kind words. It's indeed an honor to be here and to be, kind of partnering with you on GBInvest. It's an area which is very close to all Pakistanis, close to our hearts, and it's always a good, feeling to kind of chip in. So I'm not going to take a lot of time. I'm very glad that Harun Sharif Saab talked before me and actually brought up two very important points, which we think that the Pakistan Single Window is going to address as we move forward. Just as a way of introduction, the Pakistan Single Window is a public sector company that has been created by the government of Pakistan to digitize cross-border trade. Creation of a national single window, which integrates customs and all the government regulators that are in some way associated with regulation of cross-border trade, is our commitment under the Trade Facilitation Agreement as well. But also, the government of Pakistan thought that there was a need to have an electronic platform whereby customs and other regulatory agencies could exchange information and could help in reducing the time and cost of doing business. Going forward, we have a vision to place Pakistan Single Window as the lead government sector agency in introducing trade technology. And our vision and mission actually states about leveraging technology and innovative solutions to reduce the cost of doing business, enhance competitiveness of the Pakistani exporters and importers, of course, and help integrate Pakistan, including GB, better into the global supply chains. So when I got the invitation to speak on this, I actually thought about 3 points that I think probably would help all the potential investors that want to invest in GB in any of the areas that you have identified on your website. And I'm very glad that Trade and Commerce is part of it. So the first thing that we are doing, and which is actually not aspirational in nature, but we're going to do right now in about a couple of weeks, is the launch of the Trade Information Portal of Pakistan. The Trade Information Portal gives all the information related to imports, exports, and transit at single click on a single website. So you put in a description or you put in an HS code and you would get complete regulatory measures, downloadable forms, how much fee you have to pay, who you have to meet, which are the government agencies which have a kind of regulation on that. Trade Information Portal, again, is an international commitment that Pakistan had under the TFA, and I'm very proud to say that we managed to do it in about 9 months with the help of the World Bank and USAID, actually. So that's going to be launched in about 2 weeks' time. We are just testing the prototypes, and I think that is going to give a lot of information and confidence to people who want to engage in any kind of cross-border trade-related business through Pakistan, especially through GB. Secondly, we are working on digitization of cross-border trade-related regulators. So we have just started integrating the commercial banks into the single window system, which means that the customs, State Bank of Pakistan, traders, clearing agents, freight forwarders, they would have complete visibility of the financial information related to trade. You don't have to go to offices to get different kind of forms issued. Everything can be done on the click of a button on the single window platform. In the first phase, we are integrating 5 government departments, but moving forward, we aim to have about 74 government departments part of the system in about 3 years' time. Now, why is this important? Because it sets down the template for bringing in more efficient and effective processes in the current kind of regulatory framework that we are talking about in the context of GB. Before I move on to the third point, I think it's also important to tell you that the Trade Information Portal of Pakistan and the single window platform would also be giving you a lot of data on Pakistan's cross-border trade. So you would have unprecedented visibility on trade. We are not going to show the names of the people who are trading, so the data is going to be anonymized. But it's the kind of data for which people, researchers, traders would have to probably request SPR or the State of Bank of Pakistan or the Pakistan Bureau of Statistics. That would be available on the website. We're just going through the approval processes. So that would be music to your ears, Amir. Of course, the pipe people will also like it. The third point that I would like to bring out here is also that the single window is not only working on digitizing the processes, but it's also going to impact trade and transportation. And GB being a very, very important gateway for Pakistan, especially for China, we think that's a service that the single window is going to provide to everyone who's going to invest there. The port committee system that is part of the single window ecosystem is going to connect all the transport coming in from the ports in Karachi or from the land borders at Torkham and Taftan all the way up to Punjab and into China. As part of that initiative, we are also going to introduce ETIR. We are also reforming the international transit procedures with the help of SBR. And right now we are working on bringing the bank guarantee and insurance guarantee systems online. So traders don't have to go to the banks, don't have to have money placed there to get a bank guarantee issued. In fact, we are also thinking about eliminating bank guarantees altogether. So these are some of the initiatives that we are doing. I think I'm up by allotted time, but I would be happy to answer any questions, Ahmed. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And as usual, I think you have brought in a very important element, which I really definitely wanted the GB government to hear, all the investors sitting in US to hear, that with this integration, life at Sust and Khunjrab will be very, very different. With the port community system, whether it's Mokpundas, whether it is any other special economic zone. And I hope very soon, with your help, we will be able to see a lot more trade going through, as you said, the entry to CPEC. The survival of CPEC actually depends on GB and its connectivity to China. So thank you very much. I move now to my last speaker. May I again say that, ladies and gentlemen, we have 5 minutes left. With the speakers, kindly send me your questions. You can type them in the chat box, or that's the fastest way, or you can just raise a hand. I would specifically want to hear from the Americans, from whom I have basically asked a lot of us to stay up till midnight. But before I hand the floor over to Riaz, bringing Riaz in is simply to also understand that there is a lot of potential of investment in the technical services in GB, and I think Riaz will highlight that. Riaz is the CEO of I Engineering Corporation, headquartered out of Virginia in US, with a large back office in Islamabad. Riaz himself happens to be, more than anything, a good friend, class fellow, and a roommate from UET Lahore. At the same time, he has experience in IT enabling infrastructure, and currently runs and manages one of the largest databases in the world, including the entire bridge structures of US of A. Riaz, over to you. 5 minutes, please, before we head out to get questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Amir. So thank you for the introduction. So I will just want to talk about a few points here from an investor's point of view. And I'm going to talk about some of the initiatives that we are taking to see and see how we can utilize the GBInvest platform to bring some investment into GB. Number one, I think Harun Sharif Saab mentioned that there has to be a regulatory structure, some sort of a SEZ that provides ease of doing business. So with that respect, we've been involved with the Pakistan Special Technology Zone Authority, and we are among the first group of companies who have been granted a license as a zone enterprise. And right now we are working with them to become a zone developer. So these experiences are such that we can take them to GB and help them establish a zone under Special Technology Zones Authority that will allow huge incentive to investors. Just simply 10 years of tax break on pretty much everything, no import duties for equipment bringing in if you want to set up some industry there. So there are lots and lots of incentives there that are very, very attractive for them. Another thing that we're looking at is the relatively the human resource capital that's available in GB is from an education standpoint, they are much better in the rest of the country in some respects. And also there's gender diversity there. There's a lot of women and men work together. So we have seen in Kashmir, people have started business outsourcing centers that have been very, very successful. So we in particular work in AI, which is an emerging technology, and we want to see how we can utilize some of the manpower that's available in GB to set up a small data processing center for artificial intelligence. In that respect, even if we can start out with 20 or 40 people, small center, that'll be a huge win, huge success to show to others. I think the infrastructure standpoint that is available to set up such a data processing center, and human resources are available. I hear that there's a big trunk of internet cable that has already been installed that can be tapped into to provide internet services. And lastly, I think we need to look at technology as a enabler, not just do technology projects like I talked about, but also see how technology can facilitate these other areas, other focus areas. Tourism is one of those areas. So, you can build all these nice facilities for tourists to come, make the airport for tourists to land, but how would you attract the tourist? That's the key thing. So we are working with a startup in US who is trying to connect tourists with artisans. So that GB is rich with folks who create crafts and other things that are of very value. So with that connection made, that would bring in tourists, and then from the word of mouth, there are definitely places in the world where people go to specifically buy something or see something. So that connection has to be built. So that's also technology driven. In agri-tech, there's a lot of technology. In education, there's a lot of technology. So I think we need to look at a broader technology implementation and deployment across different areas, and not just focus on just technology as a technology project. So with that, I'll just stop. I think we are already over time. So Amir, anything you want to ask?
No, thank you very much, Riaz. And I just wanted to officially announce that we have a commitment from I Engineering to sign an MOU, inshallah, on the 24th. We will keep the amounts and everything secret for now. But again, Riaz, thank you very much for showing that commitment. As he has already pointed out, I Engineering is the first mover in the special technology zone that the government of Pakistan set up. The law was passed in June of this year. And as a first mover and shaker, they're bringing in about $5 million of direct investment, along with the likelihood of creating more than $50 million of cash flow for the government of Pakistan every year. Before I go down to the questions, I see a lot of people asking the panel about digital infrastructure, consistency of power, and all that. Maybe if Nasruddin Saab, would you like to give some impressions to your crowd there before I go to the questions? And I also see that we have a very interesting journalist, Amber Shamsi. Amber, after this, I'll give you a few minutes for your impressions. Thank you.
Would you like Amber to say first, or do you want me to go ahead?
No, Amber will be part of the Q&A. I want you to wrap to sort of.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Amir. Wonderful, great work. I will just take another minute to really thank my dear friend, our dynamic leader, CM Khalid Khurshid. Thank you, Khalid Khurshid, for your support and your leadership that you have provided to GB. Without your leadership, this would not have been possible. So thank you, CM Khalid Khurshid. Appreciate all your commitment and support. I also want to thank all the speakers who have really given time to this cause. Thank you. GBInvest is, inshallah, will provide you full secretariat services when you arrive at the Dubai conference. They will be available on hand, they will provide all the services. We are expecting even attorneys to be available to facilitate any questions you have or any further assistance you need. Already GBInvest website has 24/7 virtual secretariat available. So please utilize that 24/7 virtual secretariat. We've been traveling around the country in US, and the first thing everyone asks, what is for sale or what is available? It's not easy to answer because we need to know your interest first. What is your interest? Which sector you really want to invest into it? And then we can proceed on giving you what is available, because we cannot generalize okay, this is available and what is not available. So my request to all of you to please reach out either virtually or personally and show your interest, because without knowing your interest, we would not know how to assist you. The second thing and the last thing I will say is that GB is tax-free. Whatever you make is completely tax-free, and you keep in mind the risk and reward. The more risk have, you have more reward. So basically, thank you again, Amir, and thank you all of you.
No, thanks a lot, Nasruddin Saab. Amber, are you there? I think you can unmute yourself since I think you have been part of this today for the first time. I thought maybe it would be good to get some of your impressions as to what you thought. Is Amber there? She can unmute herself.
Hello, Ji, Assalamu alaikum. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, please give a quick intro of yourself and your quick comments on how do you look at this as a leading journalist in Pakistan?
Yeah, my name is Amber Rahim Shamsi. I'm a journalist. I'm currently working at a think tank called the Bad Lab. And I've been obviously keenly listening to all the speakers, some really interesting insights and information, and I think most importantly, suggestions on how it can be done better. I think there was a lot of value. For instance, first off, obviously, when we say, as a journalist, when I think of Gilgit-Baltistan, we generally think of it in terms of tourism rather than investment. I think accessibility has obviously been a little bit of an issue. I think communication lines have been an issue. These are all things that are resolved. I think this is a really wonderful sort of opportunity for investors to understand how the government of Pakistan is simplifying is encouraging and simplifying investment within GB as well. I think the fact that you brought together, representatives from the government of GB as well as investors and advisors and consultants, that goes a long way. I think data is something that's obviously been lacking. It's a perpetual problem, and I find that not just as a journalist but also as a researcher of sorts. So I'm really looking forward to the website personally, and I think this should be a real game changer as well for the people of Gilgit-Baltistan. I would add that what I haven't heard is anything about the environment or how environmental concerns are built in as well. So I think for me, even when we talk about tourism in Pakistan, there's a lot of talk about how it employs people, but less about how it keeps tourism sustainable or investment sustainable.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Amber. Hope to see you, more of you. Basically, on the environment, be very sure and clear that that's why it's called impact investment, right? So it's basically keeping the environment and the social concerns in line, and we'll discuss more on that. There are a few questions. I would like to there's an investor who wants to bring in a food chain. It's interesting. Pervez Iqbal. Mansoor, if we could unmute Pervez Iqbal Sahab. Pervez Iqbal Sahab, are you there? Mansoor, can you see him?
Sir, Parvez Ahmed के नाम से आ रहे हैं.
I think it's the gentleman Pervez Iqbal. No, he comes by the name of Pervez Iqbal. If you see him, he's
Yes,
the one.
unmuted, sir, unmuted.
Pervez Sahab, please go ahead.
Yes, assalamu alaikum. My name is Parvez Iqbal.
Introduce yourself, and if you could turn on your camera, it'd be very nice to see you in the US of A.
Just a minute. Yes, please. My name is assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you well. Please go ahead.
Yes, please.
You had a question.
My name is Parvez Iqbal. I'm speaking from Doha, Qatar. Okay. So we own the master franchise of Benny Gaines Luxury Dining Food American chain. We want to open in GB. I don't know the area and how GB investment they can facilitate us. And is it? It's a very famous food chain. It's in.
No, I know Bennigan's very well.
Yes.
I myself am a Longhorn. I kind of grew up in Texas, so I can. So my response to you, Pervez Sahab, is that why don't you come over on the 24th to Dubai? Since you're in Doha, we'd be happy to welcome you and provide you all the details. It will also help you meet some of the government. I think. I know for sure the chief minister is going to be there, the governor is going to be there, the additional chief secretary is going to be there, along with all of us, as Nasruddin Saab pointed out. This is our job. We will help you find the avenues on how to take your idea forward. And I know that Dubai flight is very short, so please, we extend our invitation to you to join us on the 24th at the Ritz-Carlton in Dubai.
No issue. I will do my best if it will fit in my schedule. But I used to frequently. I'm coming Pakistan. I can visit in GB. I have no issue because we have already planned to open in MM Balan in Lahore, and we own the master franchise. So we would like to have this chain in somewhere in the northern areas. So when I joined the meeting, the conference today, so it's my pleasure if I got more information. So how we can open this and how are the facilities there? And as I heard that it's a tax-free, and we can build state of art, like a complex. Either we can open with any place. I mean, if there is a good area available somewhere,
Thank you.
Something like that. Yes.
Just for your information, those of who are listening in, that the Dubai conference on the 24th of February, the GB Investment Conference, will also be live on, so it's a hybrid event. So those of you who cannot physically get there can always join online. So that's just for your information. Do I have any other hands immediately? I think there are a lot of questions around basically connectivity infrastructure. So maybe, Harun Saab, if you're still there, could you said that infrastructure matters less or 20%, but actually what is coming out, everyone is asking in the question and answer side that, specifically two. One is energy, 24/7 electricity, and then the bandwidth and the digital infrastructure availability. So if you could just comment on that, and then I'd like also the Minister for Tourism, Raja Nasser, to comment on that. Thank you. Harun Saab, could you unmute yourself, please?
I said I never, thank you very much, Mr. Durrani. I never said that infrastructure, matters. I said infrastructure alone is not enough. We need to have a combination of things. As a matter of fact, I said it's, almost 20%, investors look for infrastructure facilities. I think for infrastructure, we need to see where investors come from to this area. Mostly, as we have heard the gentleman, people will be in the Asian or Middle Eastern, vicinity, Pakistani diaspora in Europe or other places would be interested coming in. So the connectivity actually means is the traveling connectivity, reaching out there, for business purposes. And I think the road infrastructure is improving, but we need to look at the, airline infrastructure, because do we have enough flights? We do have an airport. So these are some of the things which will be critical. But on a larger scale, the future of Gilgit-Baltistan, when it gets connected to Western China in a full scale, I think there would be lots of opportunities of logistics and trades, around the physical transport infrastructure. And Amir, you are a specialist of transport, so you can talk more about it. But at this point in time, I genuinely think that people sitting in, let's say, Doha, the gentleman, the first question would be, how do I reach there? And how, if I need to, send people and frequently travel there, how would I do it? Now, that is something which your website should guide people towards. Not only what's available, maybe offer them bookings, travel bookings. So because investor needs, one point how to reach out. If you could actually even do their immigration somehow, that is what one is looking at, the connectivity infrastructure, that how do I access that market? So this is something which I think I would like to highlight.
No, I think Harun Sahib, once again, you've just stolen the show. I think very, very important points that Harun Sahib has made, and I hope that Nasruddin Sahib and our team, GBInvest, notes this. When we move to our CRM format, the community resource management format, I think this idea of having a single window for bookings and immigration facilitation would really go a long way, Nasruddin Sahib, and we should talk about this. What do you say on this?
I mean, I would thank Harun Bhai. These are very, very valid point, and this is what I meant to say. We have a secretariat services. So it will be a full secretariat service, inshallah. And your points are well noted. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We are running out of time. I hate to spoil the show, but we are just like 5 minutes left. I would like government of GB to have the final word today, and also please note that we will be back online on the 21st of February, again live with our roadshow for an hour and a half. So I really request all of you to please join. I think there is one quick question, Mohammed Naeem Saab, no comments, just a question. Can we allow Mohammed Naeem Saab before I give the floor back to Khadim Hussain Saab to close?
Sir, thank you very much. मैं यहाँ पे इस्लामाबाद से participate कर रहा हूँ और we just had Secretary Education GB.
I hope you can stay with English, sir, because we have some international participants.
Secretary Education GB Rana Salim was very kind, and he was with me this evening for this conference, and I think he'll be helping us for sort of some more of the educational institutions participating in Dubai conference, and especially I have mobilized my students, my faculty. They are promoting these on their own channels and on their own networks. So we are excited that probably we are able to. I myself a graduate of University of Guelph in Canada, so I'm trying to use that North American connection for sort of to promote and to send this message to all corners of the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think for those of you who don't know, the Vice Chancellor of University of Baltistan, a very forward-looking individual, and again, thanks for him to be here. Maybe Khadim Hussain Saab, from the government of GB, would you like to say just a couple of words before we close? We have a very, very short time left.
Thank you very much. It was indeed a very fruitful, constructive, and engaging session that you have planned. And beside the potential of Gilgit-Baltistan, its uniqueness and its environment-friendly area that has been spread to the worldwide, the speakers who spoke about the how investment could work actually, that is the takeaway of today's sessions. was very right in his remarks. That as a government, I would say that whatever he said, that we have to set in an investment climate to the people. That is the responsibility of the government, and the government is ready, and it will ensure that the loopholes or the gaps in the infrastructure or the regulatory structures or the financial structures, or what its ability to resolve. Most important thing is this ability to resolve the investors' problems and issues. That would be the key and priority for the government. And as we have seen that the government of Gilgit-Baltistan is very forthcoming. And with the dynamic leadership of our Chief Minister Saab and his keen interest in taking Gilgit-Baltistan to the world over, and to take its products to the world, I hope that Gilgit-Baltistan would prove to be a very potential area for the investors, whatever in areas they want to do. Here, I would also like to say that the time of investment in Gilgit-Baltistan is very right, because the tourism sector, Gilgit-Baltistan has been experiencing a very boom in this sector. Over the past few years, millions of people are coming to Gilgit-Baltistan, and along with them, the hotel industry can be one area. The construction sector can be another area. So this would be a first step for Gilgit-Baltistan to show up to the world, and I hope that the world would be responding very positively for the efforts of Gilgit-Baltistan. And the government of Gilgit-Baltistan is sure to help in every area and every aspect. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Khadim Saab. I just want to also let you know that the March 21st event, we just had an internal discussion. Since the investment conference is on the 24th, we will not be holding the 21st event. We will now postpone it to a later date. For those of you, just before I close, number one, thank you for everybody, all the speakers. Very, very kind of you all to be here with us tonight. And thank you for staying up late. For those of you who I ignored, it was not intentional, so I beg forgiveness for that. But ladies and gentlemen, mark your calendars, 24th of February at the Pakistan Pavilion, and also at the Ritz-Carlton will be the investment conference. We would really like to make sure that we are able to host whoever of you can attend and has an intent to invest even better. We have had interest so far from Norwegians, we've had interest from Kazakhstan, and I'm hoping to have further interest. And again, note to be made, this does not stop here. We will take the 24th investment conference on 24th February to culminate on the 30th and 31st of the first BOI Pakistan worldwide conference that is being held in Sirina, Islamabad, headed by the Prime Minister of Pakistan. So these are big steps that the government is taking, and I hope we can have a good time. And Nasruddin Saab, you have something to say, because I'm about to close.
Thank you, Amir. Just to clarify and to share with the audience here that initially we had planned to have this conference at the World Expo at the Pakistan Pavilion, but due to limitation of space, there was overwhelming support for this conference. So we had to move the venue from the I would say Pakistan Pavilion to now the conference is moved, and it is going to be at the Ritz-Carlton. So the conference is at the Ritz-Carlton and not at the pavilion. Thank you.
No, you're most welcome. And thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. And thank you, Mansoor, the PIDE team, everybody for supporting us. and the government of GB again, and everybody who's helped us get this. See you on the 21st at the next webinar. 21st of March is canceled. The ending will now be 30th and 31st March. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.